What's up, guys? Ryan with Jet Patrol back. Another video today. A long-awaited addition to the collection. Let's check it out. Finally, after years, I was thinking about how many years I've wanted to add this Sideshow 1/6 scale Dewback statue to the collection. I think going back in time, the time flies by fast, but I'm thinking we're talking like 5 or 6 years that I've been wanting this. I was thinking 3, and then I was like, wait a minute. In the last 3 years, my collection has exploded. It's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've actually wanted this in the collection. However, I want to tell you about the journey to being able to add this. We'll take some look at some details, obviously, because it's pretty freaking awesome. But just a very short story. This particular piece came out in 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. And it sold, it was very well priced. I think it was $399 retail price, I believe is what it was, from Sideshow back in the day. Obviously they were doing clones, they did sand troopers, they did all kinds of corporals and captains. They did a bunch of troopers. This is actually a Sideshow trooper right here that I bought way back for like 50 bucks. But this particular piece retailed for like $399. Shipping on it was probably $3 at that time because it wasn't crazy like it is today. However, I missed the boat. I didn't get one. And then when I finally decided I wanted to add one to the collection, this guy was pushing $1,000 and then at one point $1,500. And I wasn't willing to spend that kind of cash on this particular item. I wasn't ready to do it. I bought a Hulkbuster that was $1,000+ and truth be told, that's pretty freaking awesome. But this is just a piece that I never acquired because of the price. There was one a few years back. I want to say it's been like 3 years or so, way back when Terry Smith and I, we were doing our coffee show and we were talking about this piece, and one came up for sale for like $750 plus shipping. And even at that time, I was like, man, that's a lot of flipping money. I wasn't willing to do it. He wasn't willing to do it. And we missed out on it. It sold, went down the road. And then that was the cheapest one I saw for years. And then it was like, $1,000, $1,500, $1,200. It was just crazy money. However, one popped up recently, probably due, I didn't ask the question, but probably due to Hot Toys announcing their 1/6 scale Dewback, which is an somewhat articulated. It's got switch outs. I'm not sure it's articulated, but it's got switch outs. So the head, and it's got joints where you can switch out a leg and different things. You can switch out mouth plate. It's a thing. And that came out, and then you started seeing a few of these pop up on the buy sell trades. I found this one on one of the forums I'm part of, and I scooped it up. It wasn't even a question. I scooped it up. It cost me $140 to ship it from California to North Carolina, so that sucked. But clearly I was willing to do that. But I've added this guy to the collection. I want to say they make 2,500 of these, and I've already unboxed it. And there's a number on the bottom of it. I'll probably put it on the screen. I couldn't wait to make a video on it. I just wanted to unbox the thing, put it up here. And I want to showcase this. And the question on the table has got to be, is this one as good or better or worse than the upcoming Hot Toys release? And the answer is, I don't know. We won't know that for a little while. But I wanted to, at the time, whenever that one did drop, I wanted to already have it in the collection. And this is one I wanted to have. I will tell you my first impressions are, I'm not sure how the Hot Toys one would be better. And let me talk about why. One, obviously the Hot Toys one's gonna have joints and it's gonna have seams, kind of like the Blurred, which I do have in the collection. I do love that thing, it's freaking cool. But it does have the toy factor on the Hot Toys version. This doesn't have the toy factor. It doesn't have the joints that are you can see. It doesn't have that plastic feel to it. I mean, it's polystone, whatever the hell this thing's made out of, resin, or I'm not even sure. It's not terribly heavy. The base is quite heavy, so this is probably some kind of resin material. Just kind of tapping on it, going, I'm not 100% sure. But it's not super heavy, except for the base. But it doesn't have that plastic feel to it, a plastic appearance to it, and that's kind of cool. We got mixed media, we got some leather or faux leather reins, and we got a saddle. The saddle is actually sculpted But then they've got this like fake fur thing going on the top, and you've got these bags that attach via little clips that are fabric material. It just looks like it belongs in the universe that it came from. And I cannot be more happy to have this in the collection. It is a sizable piece, and obviously the Hot Toys one is going to be a sizable piece, but it's freaking cool. Now, here's the thing I got to figure out. I've ordered 2 Dewbacks, the Hot Toys versions. After getting this one, I'll probably only get one. We'll see when the time comes, but I'll probably only get one. This one's just too freaking good. It really is good. We got this sand diorama base. It's got footprints in it. Nice paint application to it. Again, 2012, 2013 release date. This is a phenomenal piece, and I dare say it, some people would call this a grail. I'm not calling it a grail because I didn't feel like paying the price it was going for, even though there weren't very many available. You got nice expression on the eyes and the mouth. You've got on the Hot Toys version, the top mane, I guess if you will, is a fur-ish. This one's sculpted. I don't know that that's a pro or a con. It's just one of those things. The actual bridle, I guess if you will, on the top part is sculpted in, and then it's got the fabric and these kind of metallic, I guess they're actually metal, bridles going into the Dewback's mouth. That's kind of nice. The one thing I would have liked to see with this is the clips that go onto the saddlebags. They're plastic and guaranteed over time. I guess if you were to take those on and off, which I don't know why you would, those are prone to break, just being plastic. They should have been metal, but what am I going to say, a decade later. The Sideshow Trooper that I've put on top works well because Sideshow Troopers are known to be extremely loose and limber, and getting on top is not too big a deal. I do have a Sand Trooper, and obviously I'll be getting the Hot Toys version. This particular Dewback also came with the prodding stick, I guess. I'm not sure there's a technical term for that. I'm not a horse riding person, so I'm sure there's a name for that. I don't know. Cattle prod, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, it's got these nice saddlebags. It's got the roll-up burlap deal on the back. Paint applications, it flows from a light green to a yellow to a dark green, and there's grays and blacks, and it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful piece. And it's a statue, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with it. So I've got our Sand Trooper here on top. I guess I could put Mando Din Djarin on top. I figured some people are probably going to do that. I'm probably not going to do that. This is ideally how the setup I would have it. And honestly, I would have been just fine if they had sculpted the Trooper on top of the Dewback and it just been one solid piece. That would have been cool too. I'd have been perfectly fine with that. Because posing a Trooper on there is a little awkward just because of 6-scale bodies and how they bend and whatnot. But I did manage to get something accomplished with this. But this was my long-term goal acquisition for the collection. One of them, anyways. And like I said, when the opportunity came to pick one up, there was just no way I was going to miss it this time around. So, do I regret purchasing this, even though I've got the Hot Toys one coming? Hell no. Hell no. If you have this piece in your collection, which is not very many people, I'm jealous. And to be quite honest with you, if I must be, and I try to be, I should have bought it years ago. I should have paid the higher price years ago, and then I would have had years of enjoyment of this being in my collection versus me waiting all this time and saving a few bucks. You live, you learn, one of those things. Next time I won't do that. I'll just add it to the collection and bite the bullet and sacrifice a figure or two. But going years without this in the collection, honestly, I wouldn't do that again. I would just go ahead and add it. But let me know your thoughts. What are you looking for? What's that one piece? You can call it a grail if you want to. What's that one piece that you're chasing that you've got in the back of your mind that, hey, one day I want to add this to my collection? I want to hear from you guys. Bella and Tucker, let me know their thoughts. But let me know yours. As always, collector do like. See you next time.